Chapter 12 of The Meaning of Life and Other Essays by Archbishop Alban Goodier, S.J. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Judith. Vocation. We have all known many men do many striking and noteworthy things, attain the height of their ambition, win for themselves a great and even worthy name, and yet feel, when the goal had been reached, that somehow they had failed, somehow they were disappointed, somehow they had not done that with their lives for which their lives were made. On the other hand, none of us has ever known a man save a soul and regret it. None of us has ever known a man even work to save a soul, whether he succeeded in saving it or not, and think that his time had been misspent. I have known an eminent mathematician who said he would give all he knew to be able to preach a single sermon that would really reach down into a single soul. An eminent university professor who, the more the world of intellect smiled upon him, felt all the more that to serve a human soul was a greater honor. An eminent artist who gloried in his art, not for the reputation that it brought him, nor even for the art's own sake, but solely because it had become in his hands a means of rescuing and lifting up the lives of others. And surely these are not rare exceptions. Is there a man in all the world with a mind that understands, and a heart that feels, and common sense to guide his judgment, but appreciates the good thing it is to keep another man from harm? Is there a man who has not a longing to do something good for someone else before he dies? Nay, more, who does not know that if he can gain this, more than if he gains any other thing that he ambitions, then his life will find its satisfaction? We look on at men about us. Sometimes we feel a sort of envy for those who prosper where we fail, and who rise to great heights before the eyes of others. When time is past, and history is written, and men are arranged in the order of their real worth, we do not esteem the rich men most, nor the prosperous, nor the powerful, nor the learned, but the men who have been true in themselves, and have given their lives for the service and saving of others. The rest come next, not in the order of their wealth, or their power, or their learning, but according to the use they have made of these accidental gifts of God for the good of their fellows. And as we judge of the past, so do we judge of the future. Wealth and power and learning may be important matters, but the man that will stoop to lift up his fellow man is greater than them all. He will be the force that will tell through all time and in every crisis, and will find for himself the satisfaction of a life well spent, which nothing else will give him. There are few men but know this in their hearts. There are many who would like and would be willing, if they but knew how, to make it the ruling motive of their lives. They would give themselves to the service, if they could. They would labor, if they could. If they could, they would be willing. Indeed, who could be a man and yet would be unwilling to go out and lift up a soul that was stifling in the mire? At least, there are few who at some time or another in their lives have not had this attraction. But some have thought it was not for them, and have suffered it to perish. Their circumstances had been against them. They have had themselves to consider. They have had the cares of this world put upon them. Others have reckoned up the cost, and have found it a dear one to pay. Others again have had the dream and dwelt upon it, but with them it was never come to action. It has remained a dream and no more, and, like other dreams, has gradually vanished beyond recall. They have forgotten the ideal in the fancied real. They have allowed the present interest, perhaps the present need, to blot out the greater thing that might have been. And they have satisfied themselves that this was enough. This is all for which they were made. They were not made to save the souls of others. That requires a special vocation. It is enough if they can save their own. We do not say this in blame. Many perhaps would yet do something if they could. Many would still answer if they heard the Master's obvious call. But the fact remains. Meanwhile the work grows, every day greater, and the recruits for the army of our Lord stand still. Every day the world grows larger and more open. Every day there are more souls offered to be saved. Yet every day, by comparison at least, there seem to be fewer and fewer men at hand to save them. Never before in the history of the human race has the man who would work for the saving of others had such an opportunity as now. At home and abroad, in civilized and in savage countries, the whole earth is gaping, parched, and dry. It cannot be moistened but by the sweat of the laborer's brow, if not by the blood from his veins. Not only is today the laborer's day, it is also the season for ingathering. The seed has been long sown, the blood that should water it has been long shed. Others have labored for centuries in patience and failure, and now we have but to lift our eyes and see the fields white for the harvest. At home, on every side, the cry is heard, "Had we more priests, we could stop the leakage. Had we more priests, there are countless numbers of our countrymen ready to come in." From the mission fields it is the same. "Send us priests," they appeal, "and we have souls without number for them to save." Never does a missioner come home but he is struck with the work that might be done if only the men would go out and do it, for the men are here and the work is waiting there. Would to God they could be brought together. This is the appeal that rings out to all the world, but especially here and now should it echo throughout Great Britain. Once it was the day for Spain, once for Portugal, once for France. Each in its turn has had the world beneath its feet, and they produced upon demand the men that were required, their Xaviers and their Clavers, their Silveras and their Machados, their Jojus and their Brebeufs, men of whom today their fellow countrymen are proud, as those who gave themselves to save their country's honor in the days of its prosperity and luxury and danger of disgrace. Now the wheel has turned and the day has come for us. Let us not stay to lament that Britain is not Catholic. Let us not despair of the smallness of our numbers. Whether our numbers are great or small, each of us still is one, and if we are so few, why then, the fewer men, the greater share of honor. That not mere number makes the difference, the past has clearly shown. It is not number, but willingness, not learning, but self-sacrifice. Not even any special skill or training, but a strong desire to spread the kingdom, a strong hand to put to the plough. Shall we then be wanting? Fathers and mothers, I care not who you are, rich or poor, noble or lowly, do you really grudge to God one or even more of the sons whom he has given to you? Is it such a mean thing, as some would seem to think it, that a son of theirs should hold their Maker in his hands, should plead for them and for others at the altar, should be called upon to tramp down a sodden street or across a veldt or through a jungle to carry salvation to a single soul? All honor to the widowed mother of 5 sons, who gave them all to God and has lived to see them die, one by one, priest victims on the mission fields. Sons and daughters, is there any ambition that is nobler? When you come to die, would you regret it if there were souls in heaven waiting there to thank you for the gift of life you had given them? Other treasures you must leave behind. This is yours if you will have it for all eternity. And even if this world's estimate be taken, what life will you find more worthy of, more suited to, the energy and talents that are yours? Luxury, I grant you, you will not have, but you shall have even here 100-fold instead. Mere wealth will never be yours, but love is more than gold or silver, and it you shall have to overflowing. Honor from men you may or may not receive. Instead, centuries hence, when this generation is forgotten, the work you have done will still live on, and somewhere, someone will bless the unknown hand that was generous, that gave and did not count the cost, that toiled and did not seek for rest, that labored and did not ask for any reward, save only to know that it worked for the glory of God and the good of the souls of men. End of chapter 12. Recording by Judith.